Good afternoon. I'll call this oversight hearing to order. We may have a vote, or we will have votes during it, and members can come and go as they choose. Vice Chairman, I'll just try to hand off and keep the meeting running while we have the votes. Today, the committee will receive testimony on safety and security at the Bureau of Indian Education Schools and Facilities. The BIE oversees approximately 47,000 students in 169 schools and 14 dormitories on or near 63 Indian reservations in 23 states. In my home state of North Dakota, there are 13 BIE-funded schools. Our hearing today focuses on protecting the next generation, safety and security at BIE schools. All students deserve a safe and secure learning environment, and it is this committee's responsibility to take a comprehensive look at the safety and security of schools in Indian country. Over the past decade, the Department of the Interior Office of Inspector General, OIG, has done a series of reports on preventing school violence and improving emergency preparedness in BIE schools. 2008 OIG report found that many BIE schools are dangerously unprepared to prevent violence and ensure the safety of students and staff. Many BIE schools were found to have high staff turnover, no emergency action plan, and faulty infrastructure such as inadequate fencing, unlockable doors, and inadequate surveillance systems. In fact, some BIE schools could not complete a lockdown drill when OIG staff was on site. These drills are commonplace and used in multiple emergencies, including having an active shooter on or near campus. More recently, in its February 18 report, the OIG found that the BIE was not completing background checks on employees who work with children. Furthermore, the report found a backlog of reinvestigations on current employees. These failures were exactly what the Indian Child Protection and Family Violence Prevention Act passed by Congress in 1990 intended to avoid. Reinvestigations are supposed to happen every 5 years. Since many schools have not completed recurring background checks, crimes committed after being hired may go undetected. OIG report concludes the backlog will only increase without further guidance from BIE leadership. In the same report, the OIG also suggested that more oversight over tribally controlled schools, which account for nearly 2/3 of BIE schools, may be needed. Under current law, tribally controlled schools are allowed to follow their own unique background check system as long as it is no less stringent than what is required for the BIE. However, there have been multiple cases of substandard background checks being performed at these schools. More than this, in one instance, OIG found that background checks had been abandoned altogether. The safety of our Native American children is a top priority for me and this committee. In 2016, the President signed into law a bill which I authored and introduced, the Native American Children's Safety Act. This legislation has worked to improve the safety of tribal foster care systems by requiring background checks on all adults living in a potential foster home. Homes and schools need to be safe places for our youth. No child or student should experience violence, especially in the places where they should be nurtured and educated. Congress and the administration must continue to work together to ensure safer environments for Indian children. We hope to hear today how BIE and tribally controlled schools are making progress in modernizing their emergency and violence prevention protocols to protect Indian children. I'd like to thank our witnesses here today that will help guide this discussion. And I'll turn to Vice Chairman Udall for his opening remarks.